Hello, good evening, everyone. Good to see every one of you here. My name is Alex from MarketWise Asia. Okay, so if you guys can hear me loud and clear, please say a hi to me in the comments. I won't bite. Okay, so give me a hi, give me a like, and give me a share also. Okay, so let me take a look at the comments right now. Hello, Marcus, watching from YouTube. Hello, Vico, Hongju, Bun Seng, Edmund, Stephanie, Wolf Whistle. Okay. Chungkok, Jack, Candy, Mary, Amanda, Bokwi, and Anthony. Good to see every one of you here. Okay, Jody, Eileen, ZJ, Ang, who else? Okay, Pauline, Pei Wen, Dennis. Dennis, hey, good to see you, Dennis. Long time never see you, huh? Ryan, Florence. Okay, so yeah, good to see every one of you here. Today is a Friday evening, so it is the weekend. So today it is 3rd of September 2021. It is just the start of September only. So Friday evening, all right. So by the way, just some updates. I just went for my second vaccination jab. So this is my second dose today. So I'm still feeling okay. You know, no sore arm, no fever yet, but I am feeling a bit tired. Okay, I'm feeling a bit tired. So maybe today I'll just again keep it short and sweet. Is that fine with you guys? Okay, so I just try to keep it short and sweet. All right. So and yeah, and for the past how many weeks I haven't been eating at any cafe, at any restaurant. So I've been eating at coffee shop, hawker centers all this while. So I have to wait another 2 weeks before I am so-called classified as fully vaccinated. Okay, before I can go eat out at food court or air-conditioned place. All right. And yeah, how are you feeling? Not yet, not yet. Take care. Yes, go rest. So I promise already going to do this Facebook Live. So just just do it, okay? So yeah, I heard from my friends that normally the next day they tend to have some fever or whatever lah. So I took the Pfizer jab. So far I'm still pretty okay. So keeping my finger crossed, okay? Yeah, and yeah, so this is the news I also want to share with you guys. Some interesting news that I want to share with you guys. So this is this one. Okay, have you guys read about this news yet? All right, so basically China want to ban, oops, let me remove the ads. China want to ban non-masculine men from appearing on TV. Basically, so I don't know how are they going to define not masculine enough. Do you think I'm masculine enough or do you think I'm a niang pao? Okay, that's what they say. All right, so the term niang pao, which means girly guns, was used to describe effeminate men. So if the government think that you are too girly, you are too niang pao, okay, you will get banned on TV. So basically, the Koreans, the artists, most likely they appear on the TV. Okay, they will not be appear on TV. So I think, how are they going to restrict this kind of censorship? No, they can watch. Of course, they can't able to watch YouTube in China and such lah. But I guess there are ways to access to all those Korean dramas, Korean variety shows and such lah. Okay, so this is another one way that the CCP has a complete domination on how they want the whole community, the whole society to be like whatever they want. So this kind of thing confirm won't happen in the US lah. Okay, asking them to wear a mask is already so difficult let alone censor them what they want to watch on TV. Okay, yep. All right, Marcus, yes, don't do any exercise. Yes, don't do any exercise. Okay, all right. So right now we have about 164 people in the room right now. So if I could just request, please give me a like or share. Okay, if you don't share, it doesn't matter. Just give me a like if you do, or engage with me in the comments. This is to tell Facebook algo that you want to see more of me in the future. Because if you don't engage with me, Facebook will deem that you don't like me, and sooner or later, Facebook will not show you our Facebook Live on your Facebook feed. So do give me a like, okay? At least give me a like. Liking is free, doesn't cost you money, all right? So today's topic, it is actually very straightforward, okay? Because I've been looking at the commodities, so I thought might as well just also share with you guys what I'm looking at. Just a quick show of hand over here. How many of you actually also basically trade commodities, also look at commodities? If you do, okay, please type 1 in the comments, okay? If you don't really trade commodities, and such, you can just type no in the comments so that I know that, maybe some of you don't trade commodities and this is something new to you guys, okay? So if you trade commodities, if you look at commodities market, type 1 comment. If you don't do that, just type no in the comment, okay? All right. So before I start this session, the usual disclaimer first, whatever I share today is just for information and educational purpose. It is not recommendation to tell you what to buy or what to sell. Definitely not financial advice. So please do your own due diligence. And of course, Alex is always wrong. Please don't copy me. Alex is always wrong. Please don't copy me. So today I'm just here to entertain you guys. All right. And of course, today's before the start of the US session, all right, the US non-farm payroll, all right. This is the result today, previously was 900K. They expect about 725 new jobs to be added, but the actual numbers is only 235K. And because of this, okay, I'm not sure whether it is a causation or not. The US market, it is coming down at the start of the open of the market, but right now it kind of recover a little bit already. Okay, so this is the Dow, it is negative about 0.19%. The Nasdaq is slightly positive 0.16%, and the S&P, it is kind of flat at 0.05%. Okay, so yeah, and let's take a look. Okay, yeah, before I go into that, I just want to share with you that we have this Asia Trading Festival. I think for some of you, you might already know. We have this Asia Trading Festival that's coming up in about 1 month's time. Okay, so this is just the pre-registration page. All right, we have Dr. Chan Yen Chong, Prof. Chan, and Lauren Templeton will be speaking. All right, so these two are very heavyweight, investing, expert. Okay, they'll be speaking to you live on the 9th and 10th of October 2021. There are also quite a number of other speakers as well, but we are kind of trying to finalize the page. I think the page will be up next week very soon. But okay, do pre-register now because you're going to receive a bonus report. Top 10 growth company to watch when it is ready. So I'm going to send out the report to you next week. As I mentioned, there are quite a number of companies that you might not know. I believe you might not know. So these are be of interest to you. So do register for this event. Okay, so just fill your name, email address, and mobile. You are good to go. Let me post the link to you in the comments once again. Asia Trading Festival over here. Okay, so do register for this event. It is totally free. Okay, let me take a look at the comments. Okay. All right, so let's get started now. So talking about commodities, a number of you yes, a number of you no. All right, so no. So I think just learn along. Okay, just learn along. To me, as long as there's price, there's liquidity, I can trade basically anything now. Okay, I can trade basically anything. So it'd be interesting for you guys to know some of the commodities, what are moving and what is not moving. And Jack is asking, can share a bit what is the non-farm payroll? Basically, a non-farm payroll, you can treat it like the number of jobs that's added to the US market, okay, excluding the farm workers and the non-profit organization. Okay, basically non-farm is definitely not including the farmers, and also not including the non-profit organization. So basically, it's the number of jobs that's being added to the market, to the US society. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. All right, so let me take a look at the watch list over here. Okay, so this is the commodities link that I want to share with you right now. So this is the list that I have. All right, so there are quite a number of 26. Okay, 26 basically commodities, different of commodities that's inside this watch list. So I'm going to just try to share with you the price performance. Okay, over here, price performance for the past about one week. All right. So the number one, all right, that has been up for the past 1 week. Can you guess what it is or not? It is number one is uranium. Number 2 is natural gas. That's the UNG, natural gas. The rest, not very common, like coca, aluminium, timber and forestry. Okay, but energy, generally energy, it is also moving up as well. Right, gasoline, can you see basically energies are moving up. Precious metal is still relatively okay. All right, so for the past 1 month, all right, uranium, it is also the same as well, natural gas. And if you actually remember what I mentioned for the past Facebook Live, I actually mentioned that the natural gas for the month of August is actually pretty good, okay? So month of August, let me see, where did I put it? Put it in a note. I put it in a note. Where did I put it? Okay, UNG. Okay, I actually stated that, okay, for the UNG, all right, so 18 to 31st August, it is actually pretty bullish for the past 10 years, all right, 80% it is bullish. So let's take a look at the natural gas first. Let's go to the UNG. Okay, UNG is the ETF, by the way. UNG is the ETF. Okay, UNG is the ETF. So can you see right now? Okay, so UNG, it went up. Okay, it went up all the way. I don't know how many of you actually caught it. I think Xiang Lun caught it right for this UNG. So, wow, actually, really, see from the 18th of August, somewhere around here, the middle of August, right now to right now, it is up. How many percent? Okay, up about 25%. Okay, let me. Wow, Xiang Lun, you're still holding. Fantastic. I didn't enter UNG. Basically, I enter corn. I will share with you corn later. This is also something I mentioned previously in my Facebook Live also. So can you see, of course, UNG, it has been on an uptrend, all right, since the mid-year, about May, June, price has broken above the cloud over here. Can you see price has broken above the cloud, and price has been testing the central pivot range for quite a few times. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. This is the latest month that it touches the central pivot range. So the central pivot range is acting as a support and resistance. So it went up. All right. So moving forward, make a guess. Is it going to continue to move higher, or is it going to, the seasonality is not there already, or do you think, kind of a range bound again? You can make a guess. Let me know in the comments. All right. While I take a look at the what is this? This is the watch list over here. Uranium. Okay, uranium. Something interesting over here. Uranium. This is I use the URA ETF as a proxy because the uranium doesn't have a very liquid futures pricing, and basically not that easy to trade for uranium. So I use URA, the uranium ETF, as a proxy. All right. Basically, uranium, actually, if you have been following my Facebook Live, this is my old love, old love or old flame, if you can call it. Because when I first called out uranium, it was at near the start of the year. All right. Maybe February, March, when I say that uranium is starting to get bullish. So you might want to, so-called see whether you think it's a good time for you to enter uranium. So my stand was bullish in uranium at the start of the year. Yes, MH, yes, that's right. I say about CCJ and UEC as well. So these are the 2 uranium stocks that I mentioned. So, oops, not this one. Okay, uranium. Oops. Not this. All right, uranium. Okay, so I traded uranium, and I actually exited uranium actually somewhere around here. All right, somewhere around this area here. Okay, by right, I should exit when price actually fell below the cloud, because this is actually, it tells me that this is in a downtrend already, right? Because I was looking at the weekly time frame. Okay, I thought that, you know, maybe, you know, price could hit the R1 level and then rebound, but it didn't. Okay, it made a last leg down to the Camarilla pivot level, that these are level 3 level. Can you see this is the weekly time frame? By the way, this is a weekly time frame, so every bar is a single wick. Okay, so and then it suddenly just rally all the way. So can you see that even for uranium, this is from a weekly time frame perspective, this is actually a healthy pullback. This is actually a healthy pullback. All right. So if you go to the daily time frame, uranium has been up for the past 1 or 2 weeks. It's up quite fiercely. It is up quite fiercely. So from the bottom to the top right now, it is up 41%. Okay, it is up 41% within the span of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's just about 2 trading weeks. It is up about 41% now. Marcus, you're going to short uranium, okay? Later I will share with you. Later I will share with you my view on uranium. But right now, I think, you know, not the time to short yet, because simply price is above the central pivot range and also above the cloud. It is the trend. It is still very bullish. It is still very bullish. Okay, so don't short it. Okay, at least this is my opinion. Okay, you can, if you want to short, go ahead and short. But for me, I won't short it now. I know there's a seasonality on the uranium as well, which I'm going to share with you guys. All right, and talking about some of the very important methods that most of you should be tracking or know, it is gold. I'll be using this gold futures. All right, gold. All right, gold is also actually doing. Let me do a naked chart first. Okay, gold actually at the start of August, all right, it actually did a very steep sell-off, and then the recovery was actually pretty strong as well. This is more like a V-shaped recovery. So if you add in my standard usual cloud and central pivot range over here, okay, you can see that, you know, right now, actually gold is above the central pivot range. But what I want you to take note is that, okay, it is actually hitting the cloud resistance over here. All right, so there's also a seasonalness on gold, which I'm going to share with you later. All right, so basically right now I'm going to just share with you the overall some of the charts over here. You guys just take a look first. All right, for gold over here. So it's although it's above the central pivot range, right, but it is below the cloud. So it is not really a clear blue sky as an uptrend, but hitting the cloud as a resistance over here. All right. So for silver is recently is more bullish. Okay, also for the past actually in fact today is very bullish. Today is up 3.77%. It is up 3.77%. Okay, but what I want you to take note is that, you know, overall, can you guys see, you know, is silver still on a uptrend or on a downtrend? All right. Okay. Of course, you know, this month silver, it is above the central pivot. You cannot see because it is just after the month and it's covered by the candles over here, but it is actually above the central pivot range. So can you see previously for silver once price broke below the CPR over here, all right, tested the CPR, came down, tested the CPR, came down again. All right, so right now we are also going to hit the cloud resistance pretty soon. Okay, so this is actually on a downtrend still. All right, and I actually mentioned on my Facebook Live also on the corn is the jargon. Corn. How many of you actually remember I talked about corn? I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago on my Facebook Live. I think 2 weeks ago. I think yeah, 2 weeks ago. Basically, my previous Facebook Live. I mentioned that corn. Let me take a look at my notebook first. Okay. For corn, actually, okay, corn. All right, so corn from 23rd August to 22 September. All right, the seasonals is actually bearish for the past 10 years, 90% it is bearish. All right, so right now we are already heading into September already. All right, when I first mentioned, this is by the way, this is ZC, this is the corn futures, the actual corn price, continuous chart. All right, so when I first mentioned, right, I mentioned that I actually shorted over here, okay, and I placed my stop loss somewhere around here only, okay, and subsequently the next day when I tell you guys, right, price actually came down one bar lower. This is quite a strong bar down, okay, but subsequently, you know, price actually reversed back up again, 1 2 3 4 5, then must think, yeah. The moment I shorted, you know, it went back up again. I don't know how many of you actually actually listened and actually took this short trade. I don't know, but basically I tell you guys not to follow me, but I believe some of you guys might actually so-called follow my trade also. So, but actually this is still a winning trade. This is still a winning trade for me. So basically I placed my stop loss over here, and that time I actually mentioned, you know, you should place your stop loss, you know, somewhere above this high over here, or at least over here, so you don't get stop out so easily. So you have to undergo, you know, a kind of a losing position, okay, and subsequently price actually really came back down. I actually exited my position yesterday, okay, so I really took full profit on corn already. So in case you are still holding corn, just to let you know, I've already exited my position in corn. I already exited all, okay. So I actually mentioned that if you really want to, you don't trade the futures, you can just trade the CFDs, okay, on the future CFD that's quite easily accessible, or you can trade the corn ETF. The corn ETF, very simple, it is just COR and corn. Corn, the ticker is corn, yes, okay, corn. All right, basically you can see that the price movement is also pretty similar also. Price goes down, goes up, and then come back down again. All right, so this is corn. All right, so this is something that I've shared with you guys. Okay, so I want to share with you another a website. I think some of you might know, some of you might not know. All right, this is the equity clock. Okay, equity clock based on the seasonality. Okay, you can take a look. I will post the link in the comments. Okay, of course, I got my data through some vendors, which I'm not going to share with you where I get it, but you can just research. There are some vendors around. But if you just want to have a broad overview of how the market, how the commodities, or essentially, you know, other things like, you know, all the stocks, you know, the index, the seasonalities, right? You can go to this site, equity clock, okay, slash seasonality. I think this is good enough for most of the people here. All right. So I think you know, after you go into one chart, right, then they will show you, they say, hey, subscribe, log in to view more seasonal profile. So normally what I do, I think so far it works, is that you go to the if you're using Chrome, you go to the incognito mode. All right, you go to incognito mode. All right, then you can view the chart already. So this is corn over here. Okay. All right. So of course, this seasonality basically is to tell you how, you know, based on historical data, how the prices move, okay, for the past, you know, 10 years, 20 years. It's just based on historical data, okay. And of course, certain commodities, for example, like the grains, corns, you know, soybean, and wheat, because they are grains, right? So they tend to have the planting season and the harvesting season. And right now it is the harvesting season from July onwards. That's the reason why price, based on seasonality, price tend to drop. So corn, the grains tend to follow the seasonalities pretty well. Okay, so can you see that for corn, from July onwards, price started to fall. All right, so if you can see the corn futures over here. Okay, corn ZC over here. Where's my ZC? Okay, ZC. Can you see? All right. From July, it actually just fall all the way over here, okay, for corn, for some of the grains as well, like wheat and soybean as well. So, and the reason why I wanted to take profit on my corn is because like this, I try to zoom in over here, corn. All right, so can you see from this chart over here, right now it is August, September. Can you guys see, let me know, all right, which is the month that, you know, the corn or the grains, basically the grains are starting to rebound already, starting to reverse already. Can you let me know which month from the chart that you are seeing here? All right, right now it's August, September. Can you see which month price started to rebound already for the grains, basically corn, soybean, and wheat. I repeat again, for corn, soybean, and wheat. Okay. Dennis, my view on GDX and GLD. Okay, later I'll take a look and share with you. Okay, if I forgot about it, please remind me again. Okay. All right. October. Oh, if you say October, but actually, can you guys see from this chart over here, September, mid of September, actually price will start to shoot up already. Okay, mid of September. Of course, seasonal doesn't mean that it's the holy grail. It doesn't mean that every single year price will follow exactly the same price movement. But you can agak-agak, think that way. If you have some decent profit already, then you might want to take some profit off the table. You don't have to wait until exactly mid-September then take the profit off. Okay, for me it's like this. So sometimes it can be a bit earlier, can be a bit later. Okay, but generally, of course, October, that is where you see the price as a sharp rally movement up. But September, you can see price, there's a sharp movement rally up also. So in this case, from the data that I have, for corn, let me see, for corn, yes, so right, corn is 23rd to 22nd September. Okay, this is the bearish one, but I wanted to take a profit slightly earlier. Okay, this is just my personal view. Okay, so you might want to take note. So right now, I don't think this is the best time to go short on the grains already. On the grains, if you see, I can look at September, October. All right, and you might want to wait for the opportunity to go long on the grains. And how can you do it? Okay, of course, you can use some of the ETF that I mentioned, the corn, or you can, if you're holding any CFD provider, there are many CFD providers. Like, of course, in Singapore, the more famous one is like CMC Markets, IG. They have this CFD, as in the futures, grains futures, make it easy for you to trade. Okay, the amount you don't need so large to trade. All right, so you can take a look at the else. Let me see. Soybean, I think it's soybean. Wheat. Okay, let's take a look at wheat. At wheat. Okay, so can you see September? All right, let me zoom in. From September, price is also starting to move in September already. Okay, so you might want to take a look at wheat. All right, and what else? Soybean. Okay, let's take a look at soybean over here. Soybean is actually somewhere around October, then price will start to rally. So this is a time where the harvesting season ends. Okay. All right. So are you guys learning so far from this session based on basically just knowing when the grains will start to move? Okay. If you learn something, please type yes in the comments. And if you learn something, please give me a like and share also. If you doesn't want to share, at least give me a like, you will do. This is to tell Facebook that you enjoy my content and want to see more of me in the future. Because if you don't engage with me, Facebook algo will not show you my Facebook live in the future. Okay, so do like and share. All right, liking is free, doesn't cost you money. Okay. All right, so once again, let me post this link in the comments, the equity clock seasonality. All right, I'll post the link in the comments. And again, if you see a so-called ask you to log in to subscribe, try to log in not log in, try to view it in Chrome incognito mode. It should work, at least it worked for me. Okay, so you can see the chart. All right, can. So let's talk about gold. Okay, let's talk about gold. Wait, let me see the wheat. I haven't seen the wheat yet. Okay, sorry for jumping around. Let me see the wheat chart. Can you see for wheat? You see it is starting to be above the cloud already. Okay, above the cloud. All right, can you see above the cloud uptrend? Right now, it is still slightly below the central period range, but I believe, okay, I'm watching the price session, price could hit up pretty sooner. And for wheat, right, if you don't want to trade using the CFDs or using the futures, right, the ETF for the wheat, okay, it is, guess what is the ETF? Okay, not WHEAT lah, but very close. It is WEAT. Okay, this is the wheat ETF. Okay, for all these, I suggest that only trade for short term. Don't try to hold for long term. Okay, for the ETF, because it is, I don't know how they actually replicate this ETF lah, but if you trade short term, I think it is fine. Okay, try not to hold too long using the grains using the ETF like corn or wheat. Okay, so again, the price movement is correlated. Replicate the wheat price movement. Price is also above the cloud already. Now it's doing a pullback. So I suspect it is going to rally pretty soon. This is just a personal view. This is just a personal view. Okay, and let's talk about soybean also. Soybean. Where is it? Soybean. Okay, soybean, can you see? Because soybean, the seasonality actually start in October. So right now it is still a bit early. Okay, all right. So let's wait for it. Let's take a look at last October. Okay, can you see last year October? All right. Can you see also before they actually started to rally again? October start to rally again also. All right. So watch out for soybean in October. And for the soybean, all right, if you don't want to trade the soybean futures and if you don't want to trade the CFD, I think the soybean ETF is SOYB. I think so. Let me see. Yes. So the ETF is SOYB. So right now it is still below the cloud. Okay, below the cloud. All right. Let's go to our favorite, gold and silver right now. Gold and silver, gold. Okay, as I mentioned, right, gold is actually hitting the clouds resistance over here, and based on the data that I have, all right, gold actually for September, gold for September from third set is basically starting now already, September to 6 August. All right, for the past 10 years, all right, 80% chance it is bearish. All right, so basically for 1 month, out of these 10 years, 9 years, it is actually 8 years, it is actually bearish. Okay, so for gold, I won't be longing now, basically based on seasonals, I won't be longing. Okay, and of course, based on the price action right now, I also won't be going to buy or won't be buying the gold, hitting the resistance. Okay, and here you don't buy, here you don't buy, then here then you buy. Okay, something is wrong with you lah. You get what I mean? No? Price already rally for so much already, then you buy. Okay, something is wrong with you. So again, I say if you buy now here, you are TMP. Okay, for those who are with me, you should know lah. TMP stand for 头脑派 lah. Okay, don't buy. For me, I won't buy now lah. Even if I really want to buy, I really will wait for a pullback and test the central pivot range again and see whether price rebound. And if price really doesn't rebound, then I might go for a short already. Okay, because based on seasonals, it is telling me for the month of September, it tends to be bearish. So I will try to follow price action and see how the price goes. Of course, again, I need to remind you, sorry for being lost or long-winded. the seasonal thing, right? This seasonal thing that I share with you, it is not a holy grail. It doesn't mean that every single year it's going to follow the same movement. You still have to follow the price action. Okay, you still have to follow the price action. Price action is number one. Follow the price action first. If you understand what I'm trying to say, please type yes in the comments. Please type yes in the comments. Okay. Same for silver as well. I don't want to go through silver. Basically, gold and silver, it is like big and small brothers. They move in tandem. For silver, it tends to be also negative in the month of September also. So right now, it is still below the cloud. Below the cloud, it also tells me that it is not a good time to go long also lah. So I won't be going long. I won't be going long. Okay, can all right. Marcus, crude oil. All right, crude oil. Crude oil actually this month doesn't have very clear seasonals lah. Okay, so it's kind of no age. I'll share with you later also. So let me go through before I forgot. URA, that's the uranium. URA, the uranium. So based on seasonals again, again, to repeat, it is not the holy grail for uranium. 15 September to 26 October, also about 1 month. All right, for the past 10 years, it is 100% down. Okay, negative lah, basically bearish. Okay, very few that I see will have 100% rate. So this is something you might want to take a look. Okay, so basically from the mid of September to 26th of October, uranium, basically the ETF URA as a proxy. All right, 10 years all down. Okay, 10 years all down. So right now we are still maybe half a month away from 15 September. So at this point in time, price could just, still ping pong and go up all the way until maybe, I don't know, archery resistance or what. Then you might want to see whether you want to take a shot or what. Okay. So of course, right now, if you are just purely seeing from the daily time frame, it is very, very risky. I repeat, very risky to go short right now because price can just head higher. All right. Even until 15 September, you go short is also very risky because based on the time frame, it is still uptrend. It is still above the cloud, above the central pivot range. Okay, so you are going against the trend. A safer method for you to go short, okay, it is looking for the first pullback. Okay, so for example, price hit higher, maybe on here. Okay, you don't go short first. You don't go short. Wait for price to come down a little bit. Come down already. Okay, and then there's a pullback, a retracement up. All right, then the second leg down, then you enter the short over here. This is a relatively safer method. Okay, and of course, the problem with this method is that sometimes this pullback might not come. Okay, so it can do something like this and then straight away just crash all the way like that. Okay, then of course this is the risk I'm going to take lah. But of course, I mentioned again, repeat I don't want to be long-winded, but no choice. It is quite risky to just go short directly based on the seasonals. So I repeat, you're against the trend. If you really want to, I suggest that you wait for it to hit the resistance, came down, a pullback up again. All right, then wait for the opportunity to go short again. So this is the safer method to go short on uranium if you want to. All right, so let's take a look at the September last year. Okay, September last year. All right, can you see on September last year? All right, September, this is the start of the September. So price actually went down. Okay, so let's go to 2020. Is it down? September over here. All right, so this is also over here. All right, at the end, it was also down a little bit. Okay, so this is based on what the data it is telling me. All right, so Ryan is asking, when you say down based on seasonality, means average price this month is lower than the last. Yes, basically, okay, Ryan. So in a way, yes, which means that, you know, it will close negative. Okay, so for example, price today is $2. All right, at end of month, you close to $1. Okay, all right. So, but the problem is we don't know the magnitude. It can just drop 1%, it can drop 20%, it can drop 50%. We don't know. So we just know that based on this time frame, at the start to the end, right, it is negative. It is down. All right. I hope you get what I'm trying to say, but it doesn't tell you the magnitude. It doesn't tell you that you drop 10%, 20%, you drop a lot. It doesn't tell you. Just tell you that it can be a little bit, just down a little bit, or just up a little bit. That's all. All right. Jimmy, bullish on wheat, on soybean down. Okay, let me go back to the corn. I prefer to trade corn. Okay, corn. Actually, I am actually a bit bullish on corn now, based on the price action. Based on the price action. All right, so okay, it hit the low, the low over here, and price can't really go down right now, and it hits higher up again. So it basically we reverse back up. Then this is going to be bullish to me. Of course, this is the ETF, so not the actual, as in the actual replicate of the price. So if you watch the corn over here, all right. So can you see the momentum is actually slowing down already? Okay, this is the first leg down, second leg, but hunt the low over here, but it didn't so-called continue to head lower. And again, if price continue to head higher, then I'll be more bullish on that. All right, same for soybean. Soybean, the seasonal is in October, so I tend to look in October. All right, I hope that answers your question. So Jimmy, so right now I'm still taking a wait and see approach. Doesn't mean that I'll go long now. Okay, so I will still take a look. I still wait and see for the grains. All right, and for the oil, let's go to oil. Oil right now. Yeah, okay. Oil. Actually, for oil, yeah, I mentioned in my previous Facebook Live a number of weeks ago, I say that, you know, generally August month, it is a bearish month. So it is the same also. I also traded on crude oil and some of the ETF on oil, like the IEZ. IEZ, it is the oil and services and equipment, which I shorted previously. Not important, business just tell you that I actually shorted. I shorted here and I take profit somewhere around here, this part over here. So basically it's a swing trade, short-term trade, holding for a few days to 1 to 2 weeks. So I traded IEZ and crude oil. For crude oil, I actually went long over here. I went long over here. This bar over here. And let me take a look at the seasonality for crude oil. Crude oil right now actually no edge, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, 如果没有看错的话 for crude oil, let me see. Crude oil futures. All right. All right. So for crude oil, you know, September, it is kind of ranging, not exactly the best price action. And based on the data that I have, it doesn't have really a concrete, you know, seasonal percentage that it's going to go up or go down. So crude oil, basically, I will kind of stay away from now. But okay, as in, if you really want to just trade on the price action, okay, crude oil, it is actually bullish right now. Okay, can you see that, you know, initially price was actually bearish, all right, reverse back up, and can you guys see it over here? I try to zoom in, all right. So when price hit the cloud resistance over here, there's some reaction, came down, and then for the month of September, this is the central pivot range. All right, so can you see price actually gets supported at the central pivot range? All right, so and it is right now trying to break above the cloud over here. So if you are talking about price action right now, crude oil, it is actually still bullish. It is still bullish right now. Above the central pivot range, bullish. Okay, trying to break above the cloud. I think it's also quite bullish. And if you take a look at the weekly time frame, all right, so for crude oil, it is still on a very healthy uptrend, really healthy uptrend. So, goes up, consolidate, goes up, pull back, goes up, and pull back again. So this is a healthy uptrend. So moving forward, even though I might not trade oil, but I also will not want to short oil also, because based on price action, it doesn't warrant a short. Okay, based on price action, doesn't warrant a short. Price it is still bullish. Okay, so I hope that answer your question. I think Dennis is asking about GDX and GLD, is it? All right. So GDX is the gold miners, gold miners. All right, for gold miners, it is starting to get bullish, okay, but it is hitting the central pivot range. So again, gold miners, gold, they are big brothers, big, small together, move in tandem, as I mentioned already. Okay, gold tend to be bearish this month. So we have to wait and see whether price will actually reverse down in the coming week or so. So right now, I also take a step back. I won't be trading gold for now. All right. And of course, if price is GDX break above the CPR, okay, then of course I won't go for a short because price action doesn't warrant me a short right now. You get what I mean? So as I mentioned, seasonals is not the holy grail. It is not 100% foolproof. So price action, it is still number one. Okay, got it, All right, so and also want to talk about steel. How many of you actually traded steel stocks right now? I think some of you here from Colin's SMT group, right? I think some of you here might have traded some of the steel stocks such as NUE, Nucor, or STLD. All right. So for steel, all right, the ETF is actually SLX. SLX for steel, SLX. Overall steel market over here, and for the steel, SLX, steel is on the seasonals, okay, from the 21st September to the 4th October. All right, for the past 10 years, 80% of time it is bearish. So towards the mid of September to the early of October, for the past 10 years, 8 years, it is down. All right, so if you're holding some of the stocks like Nucor and STLD, you might want to take some profit off the table if you are still holding. And for the SLX ETF right now, okay, so right now price is actually kind of ranging for steel already, and for silver, it has a massive run up since the start of the year. So it is up about 122% since the start of the year already. All right. So, and right now, price action isn't exactly the most bullish right now. So from a very mechanical point of view, right, price is actually below the central pivot range. All right. So it is Marcus, good night. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Have a good rest. All right. See you again, Marcus. Okay. So, and for SLX, it is hitting the central pivot range already. So yeah, it is not that bullish at this moment in time. And for example, some of the stocks that maybe some of the SMT graduates are holding, Nucor, you might want to take some profit off the table also. Right now, it is, can you see, it is not holding at the pivot point, not holding at the pivot point. So if price really fall, it could fall to the, this level at about 110. or all the way to the S1 level at about 103 level for new call. All right. For STLB, still dynamic. Price action is also the same. Can you see? All right. After this, can you see over here? So this is the prior resistance, right? Test 1 time, test 2 time, test 3 time, okay? And you thought that this is the real breakout, okay? But price didn't continue to fly, you see? Price actually retest the prior resistance again, which is good, okay? Which is good, okay? Sorry, I'm trying to redraw again. Sharing you how to read the price action, okay? So price tested the prior resistance, now should turn support. By right, it should head higher. By right, it should head higher. Huh? But right now, can you see? Not this one. Okay, so right now, can you see for SLTD? It didn't fly higher, but instead came back down again and tested the support once again. And this time around, the support, it didn't rebound. And it is also below the central pivot range also. Okay, so again, if price continue to fall this month, I suspect price can head to about $64 to the Camarilla level 3 support, or maybe to even the $61 at the S1 level. So even from a price action perspective on some of these steel stocks, it is not looking pretty good. Okay, so if you kind of enter somewhere around here or enter somewhere around here, okay, you might want to take profit off the table at this time now. Okay, don't make your profitable trade to become a losing trade. You don't want to do that now. So at least take half profit or whatever it is, take some profit off the table and shift your stock along the way. Okay, so for me, still is actually not that bullish right now. Okay, and something that's more bullish for the metals is actually copper. Copper, for the copper, right? For the ETF is CPER. All right, from 16 August to about 14 September, right? For the past 11 years. Okay, so it's 82% positive. So 11 years, 9 years is positive, but you can see we are approaching the mid-September pretty soon already. Okay, so for copper wise, let me go to the futures chart. Okay, for copper wise, right now price action, it is still positive. All right, price is actually above, it was below the cloud, okay? Below the cloud, then reverse back up again, and right now find support at the pivot point at the central pivot range, and it looks like it is going to hit higher in the days and in the 1 to 2 weeks to come. All right, so if you want to trade copper, I think you could, but make it a swing trade. For me, the default is always swing trade, unless the position, is in favor so much that, I could turn a swing trade into a position trade. But most of the time, it is a swing trade, meaning from holding for a few days to 1 to 2 weeks. All right, so yeah, this is for the copper. All right, so I've gone through quite a number of commodities with you guys already. So, all right, so are you guys again learning something new, or am I providing value to you? If I'm providing value, please type value in the comments so that I know everything is good, everything is well. And meantime, let me take a sip of drink first. All right, just another short recommendation over here. Okay, so we have this it's Asia Trading Festival that's coming up in the month of October, 9 and 10 October. All right, pre-register interest now. As I mentioned, I'll give you a bonus report when it is ready. Okay, let me see the bonus report now. Let me take a look. Let me share with you. downloading the report that I have. Aha. Okay, so this is the report that I'm going to send out. Next week if you do register for the Asia Trading Festival. So top 19 growth company to watch in 2021 and beyond. All right, so it's done already. So there's some criteria that I filter the stocks. Of course, the first three, you should be very familiar: Amazon, Facebook, Nvidia, and these growth stocks are they are with earnings with revenues. Basically, it's increasing earnings and with increasing growth for number of quarters and for number of years. So these are very, very strong company with good fundamentals. They are not losing money so they have growth, they have earnings, they have revenues. Of course, the top three you guys should know, but the rest of the 16 companies, I think maybe there are quite a number of them you might not be aware of those stocks. And of course, there are also a few that I'm not aware. So it's like, oh, okay, I didn't discover these stocks until I do kind of a research myself also. So I'm not aware of some of these stocks also. So this, I think, will be a good report for you to take a look. Okay, of course, it's not meant for you to just buy blindly, but as a launch pad for you to do a deeper research in some of these growth company. So do register for this Asia Trading Festival. I'm going to send a bonus report to you to pre-register now. Let me post the link to you in the comments. Asia Trading Festival in the comments. All right. And we also have a Telegram channel. Do subscribe to MarketWise Asia Telegram channel. Right now, we have about 3,006 people in the channel, where I always share with you my updates, breaking news, and my Facebook Live. I'll remind you when I'm going to go onto Facebook Live. So do subscribe to our channel. Okay, so I posted the link in the comments already. So Steven is asking, all right, if I miss the Asia Trading Festival, yes, it will have a replay. So normally the replay will be about 1 week, okay, or so. So, but of course, if you really want, I suggest that you really for the best experience, right? Do attend it live, and of course, do pre-register to get the free report. All right. Okay, thank you guys. I see quite a number of value. So yeah, so if you think it's value, please at least give me a like and share okay. If you don't share, doesn't matter, at least give me a like. Liking is free, doesn't cost you money, okay, to give me a like. And Cut, Richard is saying Cut. Cut is what company? I'm not familiar with Cut. Timber. All right. Oh yes, yes, timber. Another one I'm looking at is wood. Wood is basically very similar to Cut also. Wood also. Yeah, wood. Okay. Yes, thank you, Richard, for the it's up. Cut timber ETF. Fantastic. This is a very good move. Let me take a look at the seasonals right now. Okay, let's go through together. All right, for lumber, I didn't really check the seasonals. So let's take a look at the seasonals on the lumber. Lumber basically is the wood. Lumber is over here. All right, so this is the lumber's futures over here. This is the wood. Okay, so can you see price actually you start to rebound in about October, but September wise we are nearing the low. But of course, this might not be so accurate for now because for lumber, because of the COVID-19, lumber because of the COVID-19. So because people are buying houses, I don't know what's the reason, but basically if you search for timber, forestry, lumber, there are some related reasons based on COVID. I think because of the demand due to COVID. Okay, lumber is this. Okay, so for lumber, it actually had a parabolic up at the start of the year. Okay, from March to April, and then there's a crash, all right, and right now lumber, it is starting to get less bearish. Okay, can you guys determine how I know it is getting less bearish now? For those who have been following me, you should know already okay. For those who are new, maybe you want to watch out what some of the people are saying. All right. Yeah, no, this is a very perfect perfect example, you know, how to define the uptrend and downtrend. Perfect example. Okay, parabolic move. The first thing you should understand is that parabolic move, you should be very careful really. Okay. Second, hit the CPR, it doesn't rebound back up again and come down again, you should be very careful again. This is the second warning sign already. Okay, for lumber, and the third time, when price break below the cloud, okay, it is definitely a downtrend already. No doubt about the downtrend already. And when a price is on a downtrend, okay, you don't want to go long. You want to stay out of buying, wait for the trend to reverse first. Okay, and how do I know that? Can you see that when price is below the CPI, it is always below the CPI, it's always on downtrend, below CPI. And this time around, price start to reverse back above the central pivot range over here. Okay, this is the central pivot range back above. It doesn't tell me that price has really reversed, but it tells me that the downtrend momentum is getting weaker. Basically, the downtrend is weakening, and there's a potential that price could hit into an uptrend. All right. And of course, when price hit the cloud, there will be a resistance again, but nevertheless, you can do it for a swing trade or what. So we can see from Richard, you know, actually cut is pretty good. Cut, actually good. Cut. This is the ETF for the timber. Pretty strong right now, above the cloud and above the central pivot range. And for wood, it is the forestry also pretty strong. All right. So I hope you guys learned something new again for the ETF. You know, you can for the timber, for the wood, for the lumber, whatever you call it. All right, you can go to wood, cut. Okay, these two. And of course, if you really want to know what are the constituent, what is the ETF actually tracking, all right, you should go to etf.com/cut. Okay, very simple, etf.com. If you cannot remember, I cannot help you. Just etf.com, then / whatever ticker symbol that you want. Okay, so cut, you can see very similar, cut versus wood and such. Okay, so basically cut tracks a market weighted index of global timber companies across the entire market cap spectrum. So basically for cut, it also tracks the paper related companies, okay, timber related companies. So you can go check out some of the companies over here, like MCore, Every, Dennis Packaging, you know what, okay, some of this company. And how about let's take a look at wood. Okay, so etf.com/wood tracks a narrow index of 25 largest publicly listed company from developing that own forest and timberland. Okay, so the company is a bit different. So basically, these two are tracking two different things. So you might want to know what you are buying if you want to buy into the ETF. Of course, if you really just want to trade the lumber is very direct. It's just trading the wood. This is the ETF for the lumber. It is random length lumber futures. Okay, random futures. So yeah, it is not exactly on an uptrend yet, but the uptrend, as in downtrend, is weakening already. Okay. So any questions so far? Okay, related to commodities. If any question, I can answer a few questions before I call it a day. Right now it's about 1 hour and 6 minutes already. You can ask me about any other question about Chinese stocks or whatever. If any questions, just ask me. I can just stay for another maybe 10 minutes or so to answer some of these questions. While I go through some of the comments again, maybe I might miss some of the comments. Jin Kai, okay, you asked how do I determine the rough date of when the stock price is likely to go up or down? This is based on data. So I purchased some data on the seasonality. So I purchased data. So that's how I get the dates, okay? So I won't review where I get the data, but you can go and do some search on the seasonality data, and you should be able to find some vendors. And for most people, I think this this equity clock, all right, is good enough for most people. Let me post the link again in the comment. All right. Gary, this number very nice. Number very nice as in looking to buy, is it? Looking to buy, is it? Okay, so asking about Chinese stocks again. All right. Okay, Lillian from YouTube. Is this the first time you are watching me on MarketWise Asia? I think there are a few Lillian, but I cannot recall your name. Are you the first time? Is yes, please let me know. All right. So拼多多 PDD. Okay, so I actually talk about some of the Chinese stocks. All right, let me search. Okay. In a moment. Let me search the thing. Okay, so this is the YouTube over here, Lillian. Oh, second time. Good to see you again. Second time. So I posted the link where I share with you some of the things that's happening in the Chinese stock. Basically, quite a number of these Chinese stock is above the central pivot range already. All right, can you see for Pinduoduo? All right, price. Okay, how do I say it? Okay, sorry. Let me gather my thoughts first. Okay, so for Pinduoduo, can you see when price is below the cloud, what does it signal? Downtrend, right? So you don't touch it. At the CPR acting as a resistance, CPR acting resistance, acting as a resistance until price reverse back above the CPR again. This signals that the uptrend is weakening. There could be potential upside move in the coming days or weeks. Of course, this is the resistance over here for Pinduoduo. All right. Over here, this cloud resistance, it is at about 110, at about 110. So I suspect 10 price will hit a resistance later. So of course, I won't know whether price will be able to break above the resistance, and for the rest of the Chinese stocks, basically a lot of them are exhibiting the same kind of price movement. Okay, so we have to watch. Definitely, price could do something like this. Price could do something like this and come down again. We never know. Okay, for example, if you take a look at Baba, right? Can you see? So soon, right? This central pivot range, price hit the central pivot range again, and price came back down again. All right. So Baba is weaker than a number of other Chinese stock, like for example, like Tencent, Tengjun. Even though it is down today, but price is also above the central pivot range. And like what Xiang Lun say, right? JD is the strongest of all. Yes, can you see JD is the strongest of all? Price has already broken above the cloud already, while the rest is still below the cloud. And if you really want to trade the Chinese stock for the kind of a recovery, you should trade the relatively stronger one. For example, you definitely want to trade the Tencent or the Meituan or the JD. Of course, if you can trade the JD, because whatever bad news that the government is trying to push out, it seems like they are absorbing quite well already. They are not really going down further already. So once the bad news has dissipated, right, the relatively stronger one will tend to fly the fastest. Okay, so basically JD, I suspect if the so-called the sentiment change, all right, then JD should fly up faster than Alibaba and Tencent, for example. Okay, and for example, like Meituan 3690. Okay, so it is also stronger than Alibaba, above the central pivot range already. Okay, yes, Xiang Lun, so thank you so much for mentioning JD. Yes, JD is the strongest among the few big tech stocks that we are watching right now. All right. And Richard is asking about rare earth materials. Okay, REMX. REMX, it is definitely on a strong uptrend. But if you're talking about seasonalities, I don't have the data. So this is something that I'm lacking. I don't have. Okay, so we can only trade based on price action. And if you're talking about based on price action, right now it is still at the central pivot range over here. So it is still on a uptrend over here. Okay, so if you want to be careful, then if price cannot rebound back up again and starting to turn back down again, then this is something you want to take note of. That it means that if price below the CPI, it means that the uptrend is weakening already. So if you are already holding rare earth, right, you might want to take some profit off the table lah. Okay, take some profit off the table. So actually, for the past, for the index wise, right, for the past 1 to 2 weeks, I only trade a few stocks only. I didn't trade a lot of stocks. Okay, because as I mentioned in my previous Facebook Live, I was actually pretty bearish on the US stock market lah. But the price has proven me wrong. Price actually reversed back up again. Right? Of course, right now, price is also at a high right now already. If you really want to buy, you should be buying somewhere around here or at the midway lah. Not right now here lah. For short-term swing trading, I won't be heavily enter long into the stocks right now. At most, just hold 1 or 2 stocks only, which I'm holding right now. Okay. And for the past 1 to 2 weeks, I've been trading the commodities. Okay, as I mentioned, I've been trading the oil, I've been trading the corn and such. Okay, yeah. So it doesn't mean that you have to just trade stocks all the way. Okay, you can trade other things like FX. Can trade the commodities. They offer some good potential trades as well. All right. Okay, so any question so far? Adrian, last question for the day, shall we? All right, asking about Baidu. Baidu, it is also very similar to Tencent and Meituan. So basically, downtrend, all right, it is just right above the central pivot range only. Okay, so it also tells me that the downtrend is weakening. We could potentially head higher to the cloud resistance over here in the coming few days or weeks, which is somewhere around $180 or so for Baidu. Okay, all right. So I hope you guys enjoyed the session so far, and you get some data where to get your seasonalities, where to how to read the price action, and what are some of the more of the bullish and bearish commodities in the coming days and weeks to come. Felix, you are asking about Ping. Ping is Ping An, is it? Ping An, is it? Or the ticker Ping? Ping is Ping Identity Holding. All right. You're asking about Ping An, is it, or what? So, yeah, Felix, if you're around, let me know. Are you asking about Ping An or asking about Ping? Ken? All right, so yeah, so just a recap over here, right? So for the, actually, if you see, quite a number of actually quite bearish, like natural gas, it's going to be bearish, corn, basically, yeah. I think, yeah, UNG is bearish, coming in the September or so. Corn, it is also bearish right now, but it's starting to turn bullish. Okay, but gold also bearish, uranium also to be soon bearish. Steel also going to be bearish. Copper, it is also soon to be kind of bearish also. Okay. The one that is bullish actually is actually the grains lah, as I mentioned. Okay, the grains. Okay, the corn, soy, the wheat that is upcoming now. Okay, so you can take a look also. So do take a look if you want to. To me, anything is tradable as long as there's price and there's liquidity. So just treat the corn, the soy, and the wheat like Tesla lah. Okay, treat it as Tesla and just trade what it is, like what it is. Okay. So Ping Identity Holding. All right. So interesting stocks over here. Let me take a look at the. This is pretty new stocks, and from the weekly time frame, the volatility is actually very large for pink, up, down, heart attack. And of course, for the recent this year, actually price do a long range consolidation. All right, and if you're just strictly talking about price action, this is bullish. So you can see that not much movement over here, and then range for a long time. It seems like there's an accumulation, and then price started to break out. So right now it seems that pink is pretty bullish. Okay, so price is actually above the cloud and above the CPR. So pink is bullish, but I won't be entering now. So from the bottom here to the top, it is about 20% really. So I won't want to chase. So that's my style. If I want, I'll wait for a pullback. Of course, pullback wise, how far the pullback will go, you have to depend in the coming days or weeks. Okay, so if there's a trigger for you or whatever, then you can opt for a entry, but I would prefer to wait for a pullback. Of course, the best if the pullback can go to the central pivot range, but sometimes the pullback doesn't hit the central pivot range and you just resume the trend already. Okay, so that's my view. So I think that's all for today. I think I should go and rest also already. Feeling a bit tired already after the VAX. So yes, okay, thank you so much for being here and being with me on a Friday evening with Late Night Market Talk with Alex. Okay, so have a good evening, have a good rest, and I will see you guys again next week. Okay, have a good weekend, have a good rest. Bye-bye. Good night, bye-bye.